I still remember the exact second my mother killed the last piece of the son she used to love. She looked me dead in the eye, smiled like she was cutting cake, and said, "We're giving the house you paid $720,000 to save, to your sister. As a wedding present." And before I could breathe, my little sister leaned in and whispered, "You're not invited." That was the moment I decided to burn the entire lie to the ground. I just smiled. Slow. Cold. The way a surgeon smiles when he already knows the bone is shattered beyond repair. I turned to my father and said, "Should I tell them, Dad, or will you?" His fork hit the plate like a gunshot. And that sound, that tiny metallic scream, was the starting pistol for everything that came next. You need to understand what that house was to me. It wasn't brick and siding. It was every extra shift I ever picked up, every date I canceled, every night I fell asleep on a call-room cot with my phone clutched to my chest in case Mom texted emergency. I'm Elias. 36. Orthopedic surgeon. The family's walking insurance policy. They call me when a hip cracks, when money vanishes, when the bank is circling like a vulture. I always answer. I always fix. That's what the good son does, right? Except the good son was bleeding out in slow motion and nobody noticed. That night at dinner, something was off before a single word was spoken. Mom kept touching the base of her wine glass like she was checking it still had poison in it. Dad wouldn't look up from his peas. My sister, Chloe, kept twisting her engagement ring so the diamond caught the light, flashing it at me like a warning. And I sat there, heart banging against my ribs, already knowing the script they were about to read from. Then Mom dropped the line she'd rehearsed in the mirror 100 times. "Elias, we're so proud of you, which is why we know you'll understand. The house is going to Chloe and Marcus. It's only right. Legacy. Family." Chloe didn't even pretend to be grateful. She just smirked and added, "Yeah, and don't bother coming to the wedding. We're keeping it intimate. No drama queens allowed." I felt the room tilt. $720,000. 6 years of my life, wired in chunks labeled, "Save Mom and Dad." And now it was a wedding gift. With my name erased. I looked at my father. His silence was louder than any scream. I said, very softly, "Dad, your move." He couldn't speak. So I did. And that was only the first fracture. The rail break was coming, and it was going to be compound. Let me take you back so you feel how deep the blade was buried. Dad lost his job when the recession hit. The mortgage ballooned. Foreclosure papers started arriving like junk mail. Mom called me crying from the kitchen floor at 3 a.m. "Your father will die if we lose this house, Elias. He'll literally die." I was in the middle of a 36-hour trauma shift. Blood on my shoes, pager screaming. I told her I'd handle it. I refinanced my soul. One transfer became 10. Then 20. Every time I asked for paperwork, for gratitude, for anything, they sent heart emojis and photos of the azaleas blooming because of me. Chloe posted captions like, "Home sweet home, blessed." Never once tagged me. Never once said thank you. Because in their minds, I didn't save the house. I just paid the ransom they were too proud to admit they owed. 2 months before that dinner, I got a call that made my blood freeze. A notary. Cheerful voice. Confirming the deed gift signing tonight for 114 Remington Place to Chloe and Marcus. I was holding an X-ray of a shattered femur and suddenly my own bones felt like glass. I knew then. They were going to steal it. Programmed to be quiet. Legal. With smiles and a notary who thought she was helping love win. Dad had never told Mom the truth. 2 years earlier. When I paid off the final lien, I made him sign the house into an LLC I control. He begged me to keep it secret. She'll never forgive me if she knows I lost the house. I thought I was protecting them. Turns out I was just giving them time to plan the perfect betrayal. Back to that dinner. I laid my phone on the table like I was placing a scalpel on a sterile tray. Opened the album titled Receipts. County record. Notarized occupancy agreement. Bank wires time-stamped like autopsy photos. Mom's face went the color of old ash. Chloe actually laughed. Hi, brittle, insane. This is fake. You photoshopped county seals, really? Dad finally spoke. Voice barely above a whisper. It's true. Elias owns it. I signed it. He saved us. The silence that followed was the loudest sound I've ever heard. Mom started crying, not the pretty kind. Chloe called me a monster. Marcus muttered something about me being dramatic. And I just sat there, strangely calm, feeling the last thread snap inside my chest. I told them the new rules. They could live there. Rent-free. But no weddings. No gifting. No pretending it was theirs to give. Then I walked out. And I thought that was the worst day. It wasn't. Wedding day. 60 missed calls. Texts exploding like shrapnel. Police at the house. Chloe had told the photographer the property was hers. Neighbors called about cars on the lawn. Cops ran the address. Found my LLC. Officer asked for the owner. I sent the documents from the locker room, still in scrubs, fresh out of surgery. I gave permission for 20 guests max. They had 42. Chloe ended up taking her bridal photos on the curb, mascara rivers, middle finger in the air. And for the first time in my life, I didn't flinch. I just turned my phone over and went to check on my patients. Because bones don't lie. People do. They still live in that house. Dad texts sometimes. Short. Ashamed. Water bill paid. Mom hasn't spoken to me since the wedding. Chloe got married without me. And I finally started living. I take weekends. I date. I sleep without waiting for the next crisis. Sometimes I drive past the house at night. The azaleas are still blooming. And I wonder. If your family looked you in the eye and tried to give away the heart you ripped out of your own chest to keep them alive, could you ever forgive them? Or would you finally choose yourself? Tell me in the comments. Because some nights, I still don't know the answer.